What is the best performance mod for a 4th gen Ram 1500 or Ram 1500 in general? This is a question a lot of times. A lot of people tend to want to know what kind of mod can you do to your Ram or such and such. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys today in this video. Back to another video, guys. Super cold, freezing day today. It's crazy how, one thing I gotta say though, go off topic for a little bit. It's crazy how for about maybe we in November, the winter time is like my least favorite time during the year. Least favorite time during the year. One thing I can say is, man, I do not mess with the cold at all, but today I was gonna record outside and it's super windy outside, yo, like super windy outside, super cold. And I'm like, you know what, F it. Just gonna have to drive and record. But so, I feel like this is a question or answer. Question most of the time, it is an answer, but questions that most people tend to want to know, like, what are really some good mods that you can do to your Ram 1500 in general? Like, I'm gonna start off with under the hood, and then I'm gonna pretty much work my way around there. So, where I would say to start, if you got a Ram 1500 and you pretty much brand new to this, like, let's say you don't have much clue on what kind of modification you need to do and stuff like that. Like, me personally, this is what I'll tell you. Now, obviously, if you on the other hand, you have done this before, then you should know exactly what you need to do. But if you brand new to this, right, or you just got your first Ram 1500 or something like that, my ride is super bumpy right now, yo. This is one thing I can say that's kind of very uncomfortable sometimes. But I think I got used to it though. Been like probably a couple months. I think I got used to it. But what would be some good mods I would say you can start off with? Me personally, I would say you gotta start from under the hood. I always recommend that you start off with just the smallest things first. Like, I'll say the smallest thing first, and then once you start getting an understanding of what need to be done, then that's when you can start off with like the bigger things. So first thing first, I would say to start off with like a core air intake, aftermarket core air intake. Now, what you decide you want to go with, that's up to you. But just to give you a heads up, if you do end up going with like aftermarket core air intake, I would recommend don't go with like the metal cons. Just go with plastic. Plastic is better, and plastic is better. So I would say, so you start off with core intake. Next thing I would say for you to do, I know I say I'm gonna start under the hood, but I'm gonna have to take this back, because I'm gonna start with the simple things first. I'll say, so a core air intake. Next thing I would say would have to be exhaust. So exhaust. Now, personally, me, I would recommend, if you exhaust is kind of like on the expensive side. So what I would recommend normally for you to do is to get a muffler delete. Get a muffler delete first. Start off with getting a muffler delete. With just a muffler delete alone on your Ram, gonna sound way better than the stock sound. Like, I got a muffler delete right now on my Ram, and I will say though, I have, this is not like my first time doing any kind of modification to a vehicle, like a car at the end of the day, or a car or truck at the end of the day. But I will say, it does get like, the only thing about the muffler delete I dislike is the fact that it gets annoying sometimes to me. Honestly, I feel like that sound, like right now, it sounds pretty good though, but at some point, like it just doesn't give off like that sound that I want to hear. Maybe it's because of me, the sound I want to hear from this truck, which is what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get into at some point, but I would say get a muffler, delete aftermarket core intake. With even just a muffler delete, you just cutting out your muffler. You doing yourself, cut out your muffler. Depending if you know how to, or just go to the shop, we'll cut it out for you. You go from there. And then the next thing I'll recommend that you do after that, once you get a muffler delete, you got the core intake. You could do this next. This me just speaking of you, like maybe let's say you don't know exactly what you want to do. So I would recommend like you probably just next thing is probably to do like I'll say go from a 5.7 Hemi exhaust manifold to a 6.4 truck manifold. Intake manifold. I can't even get my effing words out right now because I'm actually freezing right now. It's just super cold outside today, man. I had to turn my heat on, but you don't really like. It's not really rocket science. Like I always say this, but I feel like if you want your truck to have like the best modification, I'll say, I think personally you should. It depends on you choosing the right thing. So exhaust, headers, core intake, 6.4 truck intake manifold. What else? Custom tune, and I would say long tube headers. Long tube headers is something also definitely need. And then what else I'll mention that right there, that's like what 6, 7. I think six or 7. But right there is just pretty much what really is like the starter kit for like these trucks in general. That right there is like really like the starter kit. Like, so I'm gonna say that again: exhaust, 6.4 truck intake manifold, core intake, long tube headers, custom tune. So 5. So I named 5. So those 5 things I just named right there. If you don't have any kind of clue on what you want to do, what kind of mods you want to do with your Ram 1500, I just named 5 for you guys that you could actually do, and that will actually be able to help your truck performance overall, and would definitely overall, like I'm saying, like not just change up the sound, but overall add probably couple horsepower to your truck and stuff like that. But I'm just here to share with you guys a few things. Modification for a Ram 1500. If you brand new to only your first Ram 1500, you don't know what to do, but that's like the 5 things right there, starter kit for any one of these trucks in general. Now, if you decide you want to go, let's say if you really got your head in the game, you know that's not your first Ram 1500 trucks in general. Now you want to modify your truck. Now this is where like you really get into the big boy stuff. I'm saying like you get into, you're gonna spend, it's gonna cost you some money. Now this is where I would recommend now doing like a swap, going from a 5.7 to a 6.4, because the 6.4 to me honestly offer more, like it is more power and stuff like that, but it's better off when you plan on adding headers, exhaust, custom tune. We plan on doing all of those stuff on the 6.4 Hemi. Is way better compared to, at least to what I think, than a 5.7 Hemi. But that's another story for another day. But I'm just sharing with you guys right now some of the things that I feel like you don't know exactly where to start, or what kind of mods you want to do to your Ram 1500. If you knew, or if you're not, this and that. Hopefully this could be able to help you out. I'm gonna end this video. Appreciate you guys taking your time out watching the video. Also, I appreciate the support. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Stay safe. Peace out.